So you're out.
Newman's, Texas, all the way down.
Tallulah, that was a little south of the one I'm thinking of. This comes through Winfield, is the way it came from.
This one,
Winfield, Louisiana.
ended up with
And I was coming out of Mississippi, coming this way, and I heard them when they announced the tornado warning and all that. One of the things that me and him do is we listen to the ham radio, and they'll tell you stuff before actually you get to the air. And
Yeah, there's so many of these storms, these tornadoes, that will do its damage, go back up into the clouds before there's even a warning put up. And that's the sad thing.
that was in 2016, so that's when I started. It went from that to that.
same storm.
Thank God.
We actually.
This is a different one.
We got a lot more money, we got a lot more money. But I do not.
That's pretty neat to watch that happen.
No.
That's what they
How far away
all.
from that thing are you? How far away from you?
I don't know, about half a mile. That's a rotating walk.
Yep.
That's neat to watch. That is really neat.
Yeah.
Then we try to stay up on these.
Oh, I love looking at shell clouds, dude. Love shell clouds. But they pack sometimes a bigger punch than a tornado will. That straight line wind.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Bill?
Doing that.
My name's Jim Hall, I'm K5 GFA. I am president of the club.
You remember, 89 WFL.
Okay.
Nine calls.
License in Indianapolis.
Oh, okay.
That'd be up north. That'd be around Ohio.
You said Indiana, or
Yeah, I'm
Indianapolis.
here for a job, so okay, well, good.
Where's Brett from? He's got a Ford call. Where
There
do
you go.
Brett?
Oh, that's it. That's how it goes. And look to the-
Some of them got a little darker than
I did.
I don't have to get this.
Uh,
Back home, didn't he? He got a new call. He got a
and all that. We get it through the bill, and then we go to Oakville and,
We might say something you don't want to hear.
Exactly.
If I had to give. And then I've also done a lot of tornado cases. And,
I'll tell you what, cool, next year, we need to go and make it a point to go into Oklahoma, Kansas,
But you didn't have a.
and just go and chase those out there. Just, we'll go and we'll convoy up, and we'll take however many people want to go. My truck has a back seat, and we'll play Twister, okay, all right? They got the new movie coming out next week. I can't wait to watch it. Yeah.
The first one was great.
It was. Bill Paxton was great. I wish he was still alive. But I like that actor that's playing it. He played in the new Top Gun movie. He played in another movie. He's from Austin, Texas, too. He's a young guy. He's in his mid-30s, but the guy that stars in it was like, I really like that actor. So I think he'd be good in that movie.
one of the things that I did that I've never seen, that a tornado done, put a combine through there, like they did on the first one. They did a cow. Well,
They
I
did the
actually
cow,
did a video
and they
of
were-
the cow.
And they were able to hold on to that irrigation pipe and
There's
nothing.
no way this works.
That's it's magic.
Ain't happening.
And they're sitting there watching the movie on that drive-in theater. No hail, no little bit of lightning, but looks that way out in the distance. Nothing going on. All of a sudden, here comes a tornado. Blow through. Oh, that's a tornado right here. So let's go. By the way, the whole town still has its power. Even they're still playing this movie.
One of the things, I've never had a weather vane tell me a tornado was coming. We I've seen a weather vane disappear because of it.
Hey, how you doing? What's up, Bob?
What exactly do you live at over in Boston?
Huh?
What do you live at over in
I
Boston?
live south on Highway 9, south of town, about a mile off I-20.
You go by the gate, you go around the big curve?
No, that's
Before the big curve?
I live before that. Again, maybe not quite a mile off of Highway 20.
On the, you gotta live on the right because that's where the house is.
That's only, there's no other people over there. There's a ham that lives close to me, but I don't know, I've never heard him.
Oh,
And he was telling me that there's a new guy that maybe getting his license. So I was hoping he'd be here.
He was stopped down.
I should have hung out. Oh, I was out of there. Like I said, my butt was hurting. I was like, oh, man.
I was trying to get out there. The guy pulled right in front of me. He was between me and my truck. All right, I guess I'll talk to this guy. Dave, what do you mean to get your last? We were telling him all about you. He said he wasn't watching.
Okay.
And then he said the truck driver. He said,
Oh, man.
we gotta introduce you tonight.
I could have handed him a card.
You sent me a thing to truck driver.
My who?
An invite.
Oh, yeah, because, so I got a company that's, going to give me a truck to drive. Just drive whenever I wanted to drive. So if I wanted to go take a load once a month, I can go take it once a month. The company that sponsored me for the last 30 years, and I built that company from one truck to over 100, and they bought Retransport out of Oklahoma City, and that has 20 trucks in the shop over there on that PA off Council Road. And it's like, hey, we want to give you a truck and trailer to just do whatever you want to. You want to take some runs? Take some runs. If you want to keep it at the house, keep it at the house. Want to go truck shows? Go truck shows. It's one of the trucks that they bought when they acquired the company, and it's like, well, we don't have a driver in it. So, okay. So I was like, so I created up a Facebook page that there's like, okay, we'll use this for promotional stuff.
And that you out there? Full of maybe.
Yeah, in that Biden truck, yeah, in that Biden Jeep. Yeah. Make sure I got the microphone on for that. I tagged him. I tagged them on Facebook because they were on the way to go to coffee. I guess they were having a Jeep rally or something. They were in Loves. I took a picture. As I was driving by, I was like, these guys are going to a Biden rally and all that. And I tagged him in it. He didn't say, I guess he didn't see it or he ignored it. I like picking on him. Yeah.
See you here tonight.
It's not bigger than the last one I did.
They have flatbeds, reefers, and vans. Yeah, they have everything.
I never pulled none of that. The only thing I ever pulled was mine.
No, I don't have any tractors. You got the big problem.
That's why I say I've been by your house many times.
How many days you want to take those plants down there, or?
I didn't know, I know where the gas line is, but I never went in there because that's not an unload spot.
Oh, okay.
They just, one thing I think they do is make gasoline and diesel and stuff like that. It might maybe something else. but I
2
don't know.
minutes.
I know. Jim just told me 3 when I was walking up
2
here,
minutes.
so I know it's 2 now. Okay.
Took you a minute to get over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there, there's something
You know
else.
me, I'm slow. But I'm getting old.
You stop and talk to everybody
That's what
along
they
the way.
used to, that's what they-
Well, I have to.
Gas at around here.
I wouldn't be a good president if I didn't, right?
That's true.
Yeah, Calumet. See, I went into it when it used to be called Mengo.
I like you too, Tom
Oh, I
Cole.
really hate to say that. I worked for him for 15 years. And asked me, do I have a retirement? Oh,
I have a question.
Oh,
Y'all be a buzz.
okay, block. That's what you make on the
You mean what?
About a minute early, would y'all be a
I don't know, there's still people, getting their food.
There's you.
We've been sitting here for.
Got your partner with you?
Yeah.
You and Margaret and Zoe with you?
She's in Ruston.
Oh, okay.
She went to some other kind of meeting in Ruston.
Hey, Hill?
Weight loss.
Hey, Hill, how was the Biden rally over on Saturday?
Man, it was good. I didn't have to get
Chili
pulled out
Tours.
once.
SBB 7 off of.
Yeah, SBB7 and the nut on top are both missing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Sign in, you gotta be counted, okay?
Yes, sir.
I still ain't got your message. I don't know what's taking so long. Well, if it don't send,
I don't know if he got the diesel from y'all or not. I have no clue.
we'll eventually get it figured out.
Good afternoon, sir.
How you doing?
I work.
Good.
Time?
And I need to be driving nothing.
All right, everybody,
Little book club?
if you would, please, stand. I'm gonna call this meeting to order of the Shreveport Amateur Radio Association's, monthly meeting. I have asked Billy, to please lead us in a prayer.
Lord, we thank you for this evening, we thank you for the opportunity to come back together. Thank you for seeing us through the storm yesterday, that everyone came out safe. Lord, we pray that you bless our fellowship tonight and our time together, and take us home safely tonight. In your name we ask. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, good evening, everybody. I am Tim. I am K5TFH.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I know I am, okay? I do know that call sign, okay?
Yeah.
I'm gonna start with introductions. So, everybody, I'm gonna start with myself. I'm K5TFH. I'm the president of the club. Everybody who has a position, please say your position as it comes to you. All right, we'll start with you and go down.
KE5WDP.
I'm Johnny, KB5JW.
And daughter, your name and just say you're a guest.
You got a mouthful.
She got a mouthful.
I did.
Come back to her.
I'm Emily.
Hi, Emily.
Nice to have you.
Kent,
KJ5 GWA.
Clint, KJ5 DEX, my wife Anita.
Andy, KF5 ORM, historian. What you laughing at?
He's laughing at you, Andy, okay? Go ahead.
Dick, KD5 HPT.
Randy, KY4RJ, secretary.
Bob, KB5RD, board member.
Tommy, KF5 KNK.
Kenneth, KI5 LVM.
Kim, KF5 BHX.
Ronald, KC5 LQG.
Bill, I'm here as a guest tonight. K9 WFL.
Thank you for you coming tonight, okay?
Thanks for having me.
Rob, KJ5 DTG.
Maurice, KG5 Romeo.
I'm Ron, W5 HUM, Vice President.
Phyllis, K5 PLH.
Ornament.
Bruce, KC5 CPL, board member.
Carol, KI5 CSA, board member.
I'm Tom, KI5 ELA. It's my wife Diane.
Bobby, W5 EDX, treasurer.
Jim,
KC5 PQL, board member and net controller.
Brian, K5 BSR.
Rick, KH2BF, chairman of the board.
Phil, K5 PKH, board member.
Tom, KF5WSR, and my guest is my Uber driver and home helper.
KJ5 GSH, Brian Cockerham. My lovely
Christina, KJ5 GSG.
We're
guests.
We're guests.
glad y'all are here. Yes, you Denise.
Billy, K5 BW9.
Kobe, KJ5 GBW.
And Huel K5 TVN, floor sweeper.
I thought you was just the whole man, okay? All right, everybody. Welcome. I'm glad y'all are all here. We got a pretty nice little crowd here tonight. I'm glad to see that, okay? All right, first thing, I'm gonna do a little quick field day report, okay? We had 26 people that signed the roster at field day this year. Kent was there most of the night, I think all night really, wasn't you? Yeah, most of the night. We had Clint, and thank you for sticking with me, okay? And thank you for your help cleaning up the clubhouse. Bruce and Carol was there till about, what, 11 when y'all rolled out? Something like that? Yeah, okay. We had several other people that were there. Jim was there, huh? Yule was there. Yeah, y'all stayed till about the same time, right? Yule, you had to go home then, right?
11 o'clock the next morning?
Yeah. So, guys, we had 1,178 contacts. Considering the troubles we had with first RF getting into the keyboard and causing us logging problems, to some other things that happened, but we got it all sorted out and had everything working. I thought we did well. We really had a great time. I think the food was okay. Nobody died, so I guess y'all are all right. I didn't poison anybody, okay? Kim actually come out and stayed till about 4 o'clock in the morning. She was ready to go home, okay? But her and I both had been out at 9 o'clock in the morning in the sun early, and it was 98 degrees by the time we got there, okay? So we had a good time. A lot of new guys got to operate, and they got to get their feet wet, working HF rig, working a new logging program. Well, it's not a new one, but something they've never seen before called N1MN and how to type it in and everything. So I just want to say kudos to the club for putting on field day. We're looking forward to field day again next year. Maybe bigger and better next year, okay? All right. Randy, got a secretary report?
I sent out the secretary's minutes in the email, so everyone should have received those. And any questions or complaints about them?
Okay, if we don't, can I have a motion to accept the secretary's report? Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Put your hand down, Carol. All right, treasurer's report. Bobby, we got money, right?
Correct. Pretty much the same as last month. I've got to bring it with me. I got sidetracked. But we haven't really spent anything other than a little bit of money on field day, and that was very nominal.
Okay.
$300, wasn't it?
Now, you paid me back $438 for the TV.
Right.
Pay back the TV, which the TV is great.
Yes, it worked beautiful on the FT8 presentation. You know, it was awesome. You could see it all the way at the back of the clubhouse up to the front. So it was great. Okay. Thank you, Rick. And kudos to the club to fix a problem we had that needed to be fixed. So thank you.
Half-assed.
Tom, I need a technical coordinator and repeater report from you, please.
Okay, really, there's not anything to report. Where the company that was supposed to put the antenna up on the tower for us, we've been trying to get in touch with them for 2 months and can't get in touch with them. You call them, leave a message, they don't call you back. Rick contacted Shreveport Communications. They're supposed to be contacting me and with them, see if we can get them to go out there and do something. You know, unfortunately, there's not that many people that do tower, quote, tower work. And so you're kind of at their mercy on getting something done. So,
Shreve doesn't even do tower climbing anymore. They contract
Shreveport
it out.
Communications doesn't actually do their work themselves. They'll get somebody else to come do it for them. We haven't given up. We're still trying. Yeah, Ronnie?
Have you called Jimmy Harrington?
I've tried to call Jim and he hasn't returned my calls.
I'll call him for you.
Okay, if you can get in touch with him, that's fine.
I know they're in a couple of big projects right now. So
Yeah.
but
Everybody's busy.
I got some
Yeah,
guys in Alabama.
I'd like James to do it if he can do it for us.
I got some guys in Alabama that are really good. If the club wants to pay to put up that 200 foot, we can do both of them at once.
There you go. Yes, you want to put that up so you can put 9.4 back on the air.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, when we talk about that, would you be opposed to us putting the K5 SAR and help you out a little bit with that?
As far as I know,
Okay, so that's something we need to look at. There's also another thing I wanted to tell y'all. I did talk to Lanita today, and she told me, and Reginald signing, I got you when you walked in the door, buddy. I talked to Lanita today on the phone, and I told her we could possibly be interested in Randy's 2 repeaters that are on the air. Anything else that of his estate that needs to be situated out, that we could all help her with that. And she told me she would get with Chuck and her sister. And as soon as she gets an answer from them, she'll let us know about the 2 repeaters. I'm making a kind of a, well, I can't make the motion, but I'm thinking if we have to purchase those 2 repeaters for a fair price, it's the 09 repeater. It's just down from where the A2 repeater is in that same series of towers on Mansfield Road down there closer.
It's on the same tower as they do.
Okay, so same tower as A2. And then the 444-875, is that
It's
right?
on Piermont.
It's on Piermont
Yeah,
Hospital. Okay. So I'm thinking these 2 repeaters that are up, ready to go, ready operational. All we'd have to do is go in there and change the controller ID, okay?
We are going to, I've already talked to Anita, and I told her that if we got them, we wanted to get, there's an antenna laying up against the back of Randy's house that Randy and I had planned on putting at Piermont, and I said, you know, I want to get that antenna if we do it, so.
Okay, all right, good
That's
deal.
something that we can do.
Rick,
Is it part of that deal to get Randy's Wires X Fusion, stuff?
we need to get with, Derek, AI5DQ, because he has the Wires X stuff that.
But he doesn't own it. It's still
No,
Randy's, right?
it belongs to Randy.
It belongs to Randy, so we need to get that from Derek, so we can put it as a part of doing a fusion, so we'll have a fusion repeater here in town now.
I just have one question.
All right,
Why do we need more people?
Yeah,
I agree.
thank you.
Because we're taking on more stuff that we're gonna have to maintain. Why do we need it? Why?
okay.
Except for the Wires X stuff, which is something that's, we don't have here locally. Why do we need to put up another repeater that, or two, that will be underutilized?
Okay.
And two on the same
This,
tower.
this is just an option to help Lanita and, JR and them. Go ahead, Reginald.
Well, just give it to D-Star, it would give us immediate fusion wire that club on fusion that.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that, but not picking up two more repeaters that'll be underutilized.
Okay,
This needs to go to, this needs to go to the board.
Yeah, we can hash this
okay,
out.
we'll hash this out at the board meeting, okay? So just something for everybody to be thinking about while we're going through that, okay? You gave us pretty much the scout ranch report. Everything's just kind of on hold until we get tower
I mean,
final.
we need to start planning to get that tower up, which is something that we're going to do in-house, so.
Well, Tom, I'd really like to get Jim Cole building equipped first, before we start digging a hole and doing HF radio stuff.
Okay.
Because we're still gonna need a company. You and I, this club has got to realize that none of us are young enough anymore to be climbing towers and dragging up sections and gin pulling stuff and dragging coax and all that other stuff.
Well, as far as the 40-foot tower, I think Hewell has talked to us about using the SkyTrack to actually set it. Just put it together, pick it up and set it and hold.
Yule, is that what you, agreed to?
As long as it's running at the time we do it. Most of the time it's dependable, but, that ain't too far from home.
Yeah.
That's kind of our plan, yeah.
You had to quit running on you after you pull it back up on the trailer when you took mine down, right?
It did.
All right, Tom, I'll call a board meeting and we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Hey, Rick, is there any reason that we can't have, that the repeaters can't be in the rack in the Genco building, so that when that antenna gets up there, that feed line goes in, it's connected online?
No, there's no reason against that. We need to put a window unit air conditioner in there, or the equipment will broil.
Right.
Yeah.
We need to get that done and get those repeaters in there instead.
Yeah.
All right.
That way, when that,
I'll call a board meeting and we'll figure it out.
Okay, question. Little small window unit, just do that, was it
And
8x8?
we had a local ham who's not a club member donate a window unit, a small 20-inch window unit, but it's dead. It won't cool a thing.
Right, okay, so, what do we need to, allot, about $200 for a small window unit?
We need to wait till the board meeting Monday night.
Okay, we'll wait till next Monday night for the board meeting,
We
okay?
can vote on that.
All right, and then we'll bring that back to you guys at the club, okay? All right, thank y'all for that. Any old business?
Half-assed.
Bobby, talk to us.
Guys, you have no clue about the half-assed. Bob and Bruce went down there. We almost lost the building after we did the mail out. Did anybody get your card yet?
Yes.
Yay, good. We didn't send one to me. I didn't get a card.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'm just glad y'all got the card. You know, Bob and Bruce went down there. There's, what festival is it gonna be, Bob?
What's going on at
On the fairgrounds.
I kind of figured that.
50 Cent sponsored
I've had a second meeting with them yesterday, okay? The first go around, I got a phone call a week ago Monday. We have a new celebrity in town, 50 Cent. He has bought up property. He has rented the stadium and a whole bunch more of the parking lot. They are going to do a comedy type show Thursday night, and they are doing a large concert Saturday night.
So we'll need to have our Hamfest sealed up one, get really out of there by 2. But that's not a problem. That's our plan anyway, Jeff.
Correct.
We got to get this thing out. The problem will be getting in the gate because they're charging admission in the gate. The big advantage is that most of the people won't be coming to that event at 7 o'clock in the morning.
No.
And so we're gonna have to be sure and identify ourselves as hams when we come to the gate, because our admission is free. And Bruce says they're gonna let Bruce in the gate.
I got a question on that. Are we gonna have, we have our regular parking where we park, right?
So that's gonna be used for a tent. It's supposed to be there. But again, we're trying to get that to make sure it's down. We're gonna have our regular parking around it.
So my question is, because I have been promoting this, if we have a semi, can a semi come in, because they're gonna need more room to turn around and park and all that kind of stuff?
What time? What day?
Saturday
For
morning.
Saturday, for the Ham Fest.
I don't know if they can get through the fence where the RVs are, but I do know that if they can get through that fence and make that path around the back, it will go directly up to the front. There's a big wide area they can turn and go on out the gate.
This thing is all real complicated. It went from uncomplicated, happy Hamfest, let's go sit in there and have a ball, to, oh, we've already spent $4,000 at this point trying to get where we are, and whoops, we've already mailed all the cards out, Bob. We've already spent a couple of grand. So just get ready. It's going to be fun. It'll be interesting. It may be more, if you're going to get there Thursday night, go ahead, sir. We're going to have to identify ourselves. We don't know. That's not under our control. But if you're coming for a 7 o'clock, well, they're going to get it. But 7 o'clock concert shouldn't be a problem. 7 o'clock p.m. We're going to be gone.
I was getting ready to say, by that time, most everybody will be out of there.
Our people will be out of there way past, not past, much past 2.
Because no one's gonna wanna go sit in those stadium seats
Well, they
in the
can't,
hot sun.
But
with that in mind,
They can't get there.
they're not, the concert is 8 p.m. They are not gonna open the gates to the stadium until 7.
So at 100 degrees, nobody's going to stand. I don't think stand out there. It's some challenges. We're just going to do what we always do. We're going to rope it up a little bit. And for you old people, you know what that is. Just going to take the legs and try to get this thing. We're going to try to get our way through this thing this year. Number 2 is Mike didn't bring the tickets tonight. Mike in the past has sold a ton of tickets. Mike is a laywall. I'm going to get the tickets Thursday. We're going to have a Hamfest committee meeting and a board of directors meeting with Rick's permission Monday at my office at 6. Or we can be Monday at Podna's at 6. Or we can be Monday if we can get here. I don't care.
Rick's house.
No.
yeah, Rick. Hey.
No.
Barbecue
But
Yeah.
Randy will send out the announcement of where, if you want to clear that, wherever you want to be. But this is going to be, Podna's, Bossier City at 6. It's just going to be, this is going to be complicated. The Hamfest is going to be a little more complicated, and trying to make money on a Hamfest is going to be complicated. But we've got all these wonderful new people that are crazy, and we need to show them the fun of addiction to amateur radio. So just bring your money, have fun at the Hamfest. Bruce buys all the junk, so if you got some junk to sell, Bruce will buy it, because he is really good at that.
Last year, it took 10 healthy, strong minds, not all of the weak stuff like Bob Nader's stuff, to load all of my junk I just bought into a trailer and a truck and a van and I don't know what all.
Yeah, Bruce is the collector of the eclectic. So
I have a couple of questions. One of them I had a brain fart on and may come back to me. The last I know, are we good on like volunteers to help out? Because this is our last club meeting before then. So I know
we have a club meeting, it's the 10th.
Yeah.
Will there be a club meeting before then?
No, there will not be a.
Well, now you're panicking me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Well, we're gonna, okay, everybody that wants to sign up, I'm gonna put out a piece of paper. No, I think we're gonna be okay. We've got a lot of assigned roles. If you're new and you wanna help, come
Sure.
on in. Bruce is gonna have the tables laid out. Bob is gonna do whatever you do. What do you do, Bob? You're gonna be some vendors.
He doesn't do nothing.
We'll be glad. We just need people to cover the doors from 7 to noon. If we got the doors covered between 7 and noon, we're gonna be good. The prize drawing will start at noon. We'll dump the hourly prizes, and then anybody that hadn't picked them up, we'll redraw them until somebody there gets them. So we're gonna push it, but we need to sell tickets. And if only the tickets I buy are in there, I'm gonna do real well. So we're gonna have $1,000 worth of hourly prizes pretty much, and so that's gonna be good. Plus a ton of stuff that Bob has been collecting from DX Engineering and who knows where. But we're also going to have some baby dolls and stuff that some of you might win that you can play with. That'll be okay too. So we're going to have a little of everything ready for the meeting.
And I did have one other thing that we brought up at the last Hamfest committee meeting. We're talking about doing possibly something down at the at Greenwood, the flea market for December to take place.
But we got to get this one done first.
All right.
We're looking at, Ronnie suggested it, and I think it's going to be a killer, is a tailgate in December. We're going to party down at the flea.
Yeah.
And so in December, and in December, we can be out in the back of a truck in the parking lot. In August, it's pretty tough. So we're gonna have fun. Since the Minden Hamfest is not going to be here, we're going to do the Greenwood Hamfest. It's going to be the new December event.
Greenwood tailgate party.
Greenwood tailgate party. And so we're gonna have a big time. And Tim's gonna cook, I'm sure, again, and we'll do something.
Yeah, I probably will if everybody allow me.
No.
To a question you asked a few minutes ago, with the track, depending on the people who are coming in for this event, it's not run by the state fair people or the city. The city has just blessed them off to do whatever.
They're bringing in a lot of money to the city.
They hired a company to run the stadium. They've hired security people and all kinds of things. They're talking in terms of blocking off entrances just for control.
Yeah.
So saying a tractor trailer into there, I don't know.
Yeah. And they're gonna have Bob says they're gonna have a big VIP tent. Now, you guys have done field day out in tents. August, VIP tent, they better have a ton of air in that baby, because
That's right.
It'll be a sweat box. But that's okay. That's not our problem. Our problem is getting the Hamfest done. We got to have a Hamfest. We got to have places to park. I think we're going to be good on that. I think it's going to be a fine Hamfest. Other Hamfests are dying. We're still existing. But if you want to come and participate, Monday night would be a great time to show up at Podnas. The board meeting will be first, I guess, Rick.
Which Podnas? Here?
At Bossier City, at the foot of the Benton Road. But we're going to have a good time. It's going to be fun. Will be had by all. And if you want to sign up to do something, pretty much we've got most of the key, the money, all that we got. I have to talk to Chris. I talked to Gary Harwell. Gary's going to be the mouth of the South again. He does that every year. He's already agreed to that. I need to call Chris to see where he is. But again, I think we're going to be fine. It'll be a good Hamfest. But remember this, if you look at the numbers on the Hamfest, all the money, the profit is those tickets. If we don't have the ticket sales, that takes all the profit out. Now, dear Jim does a great job on the food. I mean, we used to not make money on food. Jim makes it make money because he does a great job. But there's a lot of effort in this thing, and we're going to have a great time. Kenny said he's going to come ride his motorcycle through the middle with some shorts on and a tank top. So that's going to be our attraction. Or maybe Ike will ride through with a tank top and shorts on.
Oh my!
Y'all don't want that. No.
So we're going to have a good time. The idea on the Hamfest is fun. And then at 2 o'clock, most of us will fall over, dead. So that'll be about it. We'll be exhausted. So does anybody have any questions about stuff that we can control? Stuff we can't control, like the festival and the rental out of the deal. If you want to hang over, it's kind of hot to be outside. The building's going to get locked at 2. You can probably sit down by the gate till 7 or 8 and get in. You beat the admission. We'll have, but I doubt that they'll let you do that. So
Go ahead, Rob.
I was gonna say, maybe Mike's question about semis. There's gotta be some parking area they can get to. I'm sure if they can get in, they can call either on the radio.
Once you go in the gate, they could park before they get in the gate and walk, and it's about.
Yeah, we don't know where the Good Times Roll tent's going to be.
What they're doing.
We don't know what they're going to do. So we're just going to have to see. The city, the mayor's endorsed this thing. The city owns it. You don't know the politics. The city owns the stadium, 100%. That's city owned. The fair owns the grounds and everything around it. Does not own the baseball stadium. They didn't want that because that was a disaster. So that's all the city, and the city leases it. We're kind of at their hands. I just thought it was in bad taste not to. It was a little tough. So Bob got care. Bruce went down there. They threw themselves on the mercy of the court and begged. So we're in. We're going to have it. It's all going to be happening.
And it's all gonna work.
It's all going
Come
to work.
work. Okay. Any other questions about Hamfest?
Yeah.
All right, that's old business. We got any new business? Rick, you got a couple of items?
Yeah, sure. We've already talked about the one. I'm Rick Hayes, GBF, the chairman of the board. We covered the idea of using Shreveport Communications. I won't belabor that. But Tim and I have also thought about having you guys authorize more money, and this will come up at the board meeting because we're talking about $1,400. The APRS rigs that in the ammo cans that we did, the 3 of them that we built, the FTM 500 DRs, they worked out very, very well for the bike rally, and they will work out very well for next spring, late winter's Mardi Gras parades. So we're probably going to come back with you guys here after this upcoming board meeting at next month's regular club meeting to buy 2 more. That will give us 5, plus anybody else who's got automated packet reporting system in their personal rigs that they have now. But we would come back to you and ask for probably $1,400, ammo can them, antenna them, power supply them, cable them, program them, all of that, do them all again.
Thank you, Rick.
Yeah.
So we'll bring that back to y'all after the board meeting, because that'll be talked about at the board meeting, and next month's meeting, we'll bring that back to y'all for a vote, okay? And I think it's a good deal because we can see, we had a guy got lost, and I don't remember, who was it went and got him? Do you remember? Not Neil. Yeah, Neil with the APRS in his vehicle. He drove all the way over almost to Deadwood, Texas, okay, to get a guy that got lost and didn't make a turn at John Ginn Road. But he was the closest one that we could dispatch to go get the guy and bring him back. And we brought him back to the, he was done. He said he was over, so he was done, and we brought him back to the Heart of Hope bike ride, okay? These things are very, very important, not just because, okay, I'm at this road and I'm not sure exactly what this other road is. We can look at it on the APRS, on the computer. I can tell you, you're here, you need to go down 2 miles, take a right, and go out 8 miles, and you'll be where you need to be, you know. Who else was helping me with that out there? You were, Rick. So this really, this system works great. And I think if the club has 2 more of them, so we have 5 altogether, we have 6 people basically on our parade route anyway, correct? Okay. So we have 6 people actually operating the parade routes, okay? So we can put one of those radios in each one of our vehicles. And Rick, you've got one that's already in yours, and I think 1 or 2 of the other guys have one.
We had it published, everybody's radio was publishing about once a minute.
Right. So through the whole route, we knew where everybody was at any given time. And that way, if we had a problem, we could solve it quick. So I think that's a good deal. So we're going to let that dog lie now and bring that to the board, and then we'll come back to y'all with a decision to see what we can come up with. Any other new business? Anybody got anything that needs to be discussed? Go ahead, Yul.
I just want to bring something up you had mentioned a while ago in a discussion about the repeaters. I was joking about the guys from Alabama. Whether it's VHF, repeater, or whatever, I will be over the next couple of years putting up a series of towers between Bossier and Louisiana. If nothing's on it and it's not connected to the club at all, that is fine. I was joking about the guys from Alabama, but whatever y'all decide as a board, don't even put that in your thoughts. It's something that I'm looking for from the club or anything else, or repeater system tied to SARA. I could care less. I'm part of the club either way. That's part of my growing for the purpose of why I'm going up in the air. HF, VHF, UHF, and GMRS connection throughout the northern part of the state for myself personally and neighbors and friends. Anyway, just wanted to mention that.
Thank you, Hugh.
Discussion about the repeaters.
Okay. Any more new business? Go ahead. We got some, oh yeah, we do. We got some applications.
We do. We have 3 and 1 in progress.
Who's progress?
I'm sorry. No, yes, right here. Okay, the fellow from Indianapolis. Okay. Did you want to become a member, or you just passing through town?
I'll be here at least a couple of years.
Well, get him an application.
That requires an application. All right. And money.
Yeah, you got 20 bucks?
Here's the 3 I have so far.
Okay. The 3 that we have so far, we have Ryan Cockerham. Ryan, raise your hand. Ryan is KJ5GSH. He's an amateur extra, and he did this like really cool. He passed it all the way through, so he did a good job. He's 50 years old. He's an engineer at AT&T, so he's got a little smarts with him. Okay. He has a valid email address. He has a phone number. Says marital status. He's shacking up. Okay. We're gonna just leave it at that. Okay. And Christina is his wife. Is that correct?
Pretty much.
Okay. All right. That's your shack up lady. Okay. And Christina is also KJ5GSG. Okay. So she's a ham also. He is an ARRL member already. So there we go.
These 2 guys, they tested with us at the Hall Fire Department.
Yes. Yes, I remember y'all testing over there. And I'm glad y'all tested with us, and we had a good time over there, and glad y'all made it, okay? And Billy, that was a great test session, okay? We had a bunch of people out of that test session, so. All right, I got Kobe. Raise your hand there. All right. It's Kobe Leger. It's Leger, but Leger. Okay, no, it's Leger.
Where are you gonna go?
Yeah. Well, you know, Leger, he's from down south, okay? Kobe is KJ5GBW. He is a general class. He come and sat down last test session, took tech and general and passed them both. He lives up north of town. He has a good email address. He's married. And what's your wife's name? I can't read it. It's kind of blurry.
Robin.
Robin. Okay, I met her, but I couldn't remember her name. Okay, so, his wife's name's Robin. He's not a member of, ARRL yet, but we'll work on him doing that. But, he, has kind of jumped in. He come and hung out, made his first contact on HF with us at field day, hung out with us for a long time and learning everything he can. He's getting active on the A2 repeater in the morning time, so he's kind of that morning show that everybody hears, okay? I'm sorry you're tagged with us, okay?
Hey, buddy. It's all good.
All right. Kent Harrison. Kent, raise your hand. He's KJ5GWA. Kent was over at the field day with us as well. Kent come and he passed, let's see, what's your class?
General.
General, that's right. Okay, I see the G there, I'm sorry. Kent actually sat down and took his test, and he, a couple, 3 weeks ago when we had our last test session, he went from nothing to general, okay? Seemed like a pretty sharp guy. I like him, okay? And he rides Harley, so Bobby. He's 54-year service manager at SOK Equipment. He's married. His wife's name's Angela. And additional hams in the immediate family is Henry Harrison, AC2LB, which is his dad. And where's he at?
He's in South Carolina.
South Carolina.
But
Okay.
he got his ham in New Jersey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's why you got the 2 call, okay? But, so there we go. We got Kent to vote on. We have Bill Duffy, KD9 WFL, correct? Bill is living on Fern Avenue temporarily for the next couple of years, okay? He's a therapist at the VA. He has an email address. Got one of them funny phone numbers starting with 317 area code. He is married. His wife's name is Pam. And he's not a ARRL member, but we'll work on you on that, okay?
Technician, I didn't put that on there.
Okay, he's a technician class. I'll just put a T on there for you, okay? Y'all, I didn't forge this, y'all saw me get it, okay? So he is a technician. And then we got, Christina. Raise your hand, Christina. Okay. Christina also tested, she tested actually at the first test session at Houghton. She got tech and general.
I got tech on that one. I got general.
General and extra was the next weekend when we had it at the clubhouse. So, she's an extra class operator. And I guess since she's with him, we may have to go ahead and take it with Ryan, okay? If we accept him in, okay? Other than that, looks like everything else. She's a nurse practitioner, and she works at Cassie Community Health, okay?
I make
So,
a motion, we accept all new applications.
Second.
all in favor? Any opposed?
No, they told me to keep my mouth shut, so I.
All right, Carol ain't gonna oppose nothing now, okay? All right. That's all our new business. Jim, I'm sorry we had to take up so much of your time. But, Jim, KC5BQL, is fixing to talk to us about all this equipment setting up here. This is equipment that we use as amateur operators to work on our own equipment, monitor our stations and that kind of stuff. So Jim, take it away.
I'm gonna move up here a little closer here. I'd like to thank Tim for his introduction.
And I'd also like to thank Ronnie Hall for allowing me to bring this presentation to you. Tonight I'm going to give you a very brief overview of the test equipment that we use in ham radio maintenance. And I'm going to be asking some of you to help me out during this presentation. Our first piece of equipment is a good old battery tester. And I brought two different samples here of battery testers. Carol, what was the most common size of batteries that you tested with a battery tester?
Flashlight battery, D, C's, AA's, AAA's, you name them.
And 9 volts.
And,
These are the common ones that you can do on any one of them. You will note that the battery tester with the leads, if you look at the dial on it, will allow you to test other batteries, such as button batteries, lithium batteries, and wet cell batteries, the little small ones, like those in alarms some of you use for your Go kits. Now this battery tester also is the most expensive one of the two. You can pick up a basic tester, a little bit different than this one. Some of those has got the little thing that flips up for under $10. Where this one here, you're going to spend more than $20 to get. Now, if I remember right, this was $16.99 when I bought it 10 years ago. Our next piece of equipment are circuit testers. And I brought two different types here. Now, circuit testers are testers that you use to put into a live circuit to see whether it's actually active. Now, you have to be careful which tester you use because some of them work on different circuits. The tester here with the leads has a neon bulb in it, which means you can only use it on an AC circuit because the neon bulb will not work on a DC circuit. If you want to use it on a DC circuit, then you're going to need a probe like this one here that's got a bulb in it that sets, usually an incandescent bulb, that's set for 12 volts DC. Again, you need to make sure that you use the right tester for the right circuit that you're testing. Because if you use the wrong one, you're either going to blow up the tester or it ain't going to work. Our next piece of equipment are AC voltmeters. And these meters are used to verify voltage or resistance values in AC or DC circuits. Tim, why would you choose either a digital, which is this, or an analog meter, which is this one?
Digitals will read out what it actually shows, but if you know how to work just that Simpson, let me go to the one to your right that's laying down right here beside you, okay? That Simpson is what I learned how to use when I was young, okay? They're very accurate and they will give you everything that you need as far as resistance, as far as voltage, AC, DC, and up. You can go down into the milliwatts, or you can go all the way up into several hundred volts. Go ahead, Ronnie.
Ronnie?
Digital meter is better than a high impedance circuit.
That is true. Yes.
But you have to be careful sometimes on digital meter, it will read induction. So if you got other cables running the right way and you try to read it, it will show voltage when there's not.
One of the other things you want to think about when you're going with a digital versus an analog meter is if your circuit is not a constant voltage, a digital meter will sit there and drive you nuts trying to keep up with it, where an analog meter uses root mean squared, what they call RMS. It averages out the voltage for you, so you can still get a reading on it. Now, why would you want to buy the Simpson versus this inexpensive Home Depot one? Yes,
The
accuracy.
smoke comes out of the little one a lot faster than the smoke comes out of the big one.
Right.
Too much on. Bonnie, is that okay? How am I doing on that? I'm from Arkansas, but I got that.
Okay. Now, one of the things else that you need to know, we'll get these 2 meters out. This is a little digital that you can get at Home Depot. This is the top of the line Radio Shack meter, similar to a fluke. And Bob, why would you want to get this one versus this one?
Dependability.
That's one thing.
More functions on that one. That will read diodes and everything.
That's right. This one will read digital devices. This one will also do frequencies, temperature, and continuity testing.
I can't see from here. Does that auto range?
Yes.
The yellow one makes you look like you know what you're doing if it's in.
That is true. Okay, again, choosing the right voltage amp meter for the right task is important to get the best results.
Less smoke.
All right, well, let's
Yeah.
smoke.
Cheaper smoke.
Our next meter is an amp meter. This meter is a clamp-on type, and you would clamp this onto a cable. Usually it's your input cable, and it's used for measuring the input current to an AC source. Now you could use this meter to check the input current value to your radio power supply, or better yet, that HF radio amplifier that you got hiding in the back corner. So you make sure that you ain't blowing out the breaker in the house. Huh?
When you use the clamp on the amp meter, you can only clamp one wire.
Amen to that.
True.
If you do 2 wires, it's gonna read the current going that way, the current coming this way, and then that results in 0.
Exactly.
Correct. And you always do it on the positive side, not the negative side.
Our next pair of meters we've got here, our next test equipment, have to do with determining the efficiency of your antennas. And we call these an SWR meter, which reads just SWR. Or we have this fancy antenna analyzer here. And this reads all kinds of stuff. Right, Bruce?
There's no S on SWR.
No, it's just one standing wave ratio.
Impedance and all kind of neat stuff.
Okay. Okay. Hey,
What?
why would you choose an SWR meter versus an antenna analyzer? Because I'm looking to make sure that my antenna that I already have has a low SWR, where if I have a wire that I'm making, an analyzer is going to tell me where I'm resonant at. That is true, but it also tells you, this one here will also give you the impedance and the inductance values to it also. They become important. Hmm?
Inductance and capacity.
Yes.
Right.
So all.
Okay, now, are there other digital devices that you can use to perform the duties of an analyzer?
Nano VNA.
Nano VA, who's got one? No, he's got one, there's one. How do you like them?
I love it. Yeah, love it.
Okay, our next piece of equipment is a tube tester. Andy, why is it important that you have or know where you can use a tube tester? You're finding Jim that has.
I'm asking the right person.
Who still has stuff that uses too?
Huh? Billy?
Who still has stuff that uses too?
Andy? Andy? Raise your hand, Andy. You got an RF amplifier.
Question.
Well, if it's relying on these.
Back in the day when all your radios had 2 testers,
We're getting to that.
how come nobody had
a tube tester. Because you can go to Circle K or Pack a Sack at the time,
Or radio.
7-Eleven, and walk in there, stick your tubes into the machine and test it right there,
Or Radio Shack.
or Radio Shack.
But it wouldn't, they won't do 300-400 feet.
No, it would.
Now you can only find used tube testers out there. There are no such thing as a used tube tester. You can forget it. And you notice I've got one sitting up here. And you're welcome to look at it. In fact, I've got some tubes if you want to test them. Okay, now remember, when you're looking at purchasing one, it's important that you verify that that tube tester will check the tubes that you're going to need to be tested. It's also important that you verify that your tube tester comes with the tube chart complete. Because what happens, Phyllis, if it's not there?
You can't help it, right?
Right, you can't set up your tube tester. Also make sure that the connections in there, the sockets, there's no broken sockets when you buy it. And also, some tubes have a lead that goes on the top of them. You need to make sure that lead is not broken. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to check the tubes that you need to. Our next piece of equipment is the oscilloscope. Oscilloscopes come in 3 different types. You have the tube type, you have the solid state type, and you have the digital. The tube type is the oldest type of oscilloscope, and it's usually heavy and bulky. And those types use vacuum tubes inside of them, which means you're going to need a tube tester in there. And it still uses the old tube, picture tube, just like this one up here. This one is a solid state one. It uses a picture tube to display it with, but the inside circuitry is using digital circuits to process the signal to the display. That's usually a little bit lighter. The last one is a digital oscilloscope. And they use digital circuitry and then use either an LCD or an LED display with a screen. Now, oscilloscopes come in either single channel or double channel. The one up here is a double channel. Now, on your extra class exam, there is a question. Tim, what's that question that's on the exam about oscilloscope probes?
Come on, Jim, you know that question.
I know that question, but
Oscilloscope probes all come with, some of you may not be able to see it, there is a little adjustment in here. See that little screw adjustment there? When you adjust it on your scope, and there is a little bar on this scope right here that has a preset square wave in it. That when you put this on there, you're going to take a tool that is non-metallic. Use metallic and screw it up.
a diddle stick.
Well, or they used to call these antenna tuners.
Yeah.
Tools. But you would go in here and adjust this to get that square wave on your scope as close to a perfect square wave as you can. Again, this is done so that your test, when you look at it, when you go to put this on the circuit, you're actually seeing the correct wave on your thing. It's not distorted. Our next piece of equipment is this little box right here. Now some of you are going to say, well, what has he got here? What have you got there? That is a frequency counter. It's a homemade or a kit-made frequency counter. Now again, frequency counters are used for what? What would you need them for?
Make sure that your radio is lined up properly with the frequency that you're supposed to be on.
Okay, your IFF frequency. Also, your clock frequencies. You need to make sure that those are correct. Because if either one of those two are off, your radio isn't going to work.
Correct.
Now, remember that a digital frequency counter uses a sampling circuit. In this case, in this one here, it's a 1-to-4 ratio. So that means that when you're reading out the readout there, it's not exactly down to the hertz. It's going to be an approximate value. 2.3 hertz, kilohertz, or 3.6 megahertz, something like that. Right, Bruce? Our next piece of equipment is this lovely little goodie right here. It's called a signal generator. And this generates specific signal. And you use this to test the circuit to see whether it's actually doing what you need it to. There are two types of devices that generate a test signal. One of them is a frequency generator. Now I've got a kit here that I'm going to build. It's a frequency generator. A frequency generator is a device that generates just a single type of signal, say a sawtooth signal. That signal is preset. You can't vary the frequency, you can't vary the amplitude on it, or the duration. It's just there. Where the frequency generator, which is this device here, which is a dual channel one, you can go in there and set up either a sine wave, a sawtooth wave, a pulse wave, or a square wave in there. On this particular one, you also can adjust the frequency, you can adjust the amplitude on it, and you also, in the pulse mode, can adjust the duration of your signal, so that you can set it up to have it do whatever you need it to do. Now, signal generators tend to start at over $100, and they go up depending on what kind of extra features you want. If I remember looking at it, they started at $129 for a single channel when I bought this one. This one is a dual channel and has a bunch of extra features, as I told you on. Our last piece of equipment is this little goodie. Ronnie, you've been telling us all about this one.
Oh, boy, I used those for years.
Uh-huh.
Basically, it's a fox and a hound. You have a tone generator and a tone tracer.
Yeah, it's a bird
It's
dog.
a tone generator, it's a tone tracer.
Bird dog.
Now, what would you use this piece of equipment for?
Tracking down, if you have a multiple pair cable and you want to identify one particular pair, you can use those, but you got to be careful about it inducing the signal into all the other pairs too. But if you're smart enough and you learn what kind of amplitude you're looking for, it makes it real easy.
Yep.
Okay, now these devices can be used together or separately, because if you have a signal on it, you can use just this to make it work. Now, you can use these to find out where you got a broken wire, or determine which wire in a bundle is the wire you're looking for.
Correct.
The signal probe looks for a tone or a signal on that to travel along that wire, and then produces an audio tone with this so that you can hear it.
Demonstrate.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a battery in this one.
Should have used your battery tester.
I had no battery in it yet. You guys showed up too quick.
I'll make the sound.
Okay, if the wire is not active, in other words, there's no signal on it, disconnect, then you would put the tone generator on it, put a signal on it, so you can trace down where the problem is with your probe. Okay, you can use the signal probe to find a wire that's in a bundle,
or you can find a break-in wire. Now, we have briefly looked at several pieces of the test equipment tonight, and I recommend that you arrange a time with someone who has these pieces of equipment and do some practice testing before you try to buy one of these items for your own ham shack. I would like the following individuals to please stand at this time. Ronnie Hall.
Do I have to?
Please.
Yes.
W5SUM. Bruce DeVille, KE5CPL. Glenn Thacker, N5GGT.
He's not here tonight.
Okay, he's on my list. These guys are our experts on test equipment. If you need guidance on what to buy and where to, you need to get a hold of these fellows. This guy here, in fact, both of these fellows were in on helping me buy the tube tester. So you guys may say, yes.
If I can.
At this time, with the help of our experts, I'd like to answer any questions that you may ask about the test equipment I've presented tonight. No questions?
I can tell you that signal generator you have over there, okay? I have a, Yaesu, what is that, 757GX, right, Ronnie?
I don't know.
And I brought it to Ronnie's house, and we put it on his signal generator. 0.12 microvolts opens the receiver. There was no transmit on it. But the receiver works great on this radio, but there's no transmit. So, it's an old radio. I don't know if I want to spend 150, 60 bucks to get it fixed or not, you know. But the receiver works great on it. And using the signal generator, was 0.12 microvolts opened it up, Ronnie, is that right? Yeah. So that lets you know if you're testing the receiver on your radio and you think you have a problem hearing, you can go put it on whatever frequency, set it up, shoot that signal through it. It'll tell you how low of a signal it will open up the receiver on.
Got one more piece for you.
Okay.
Your circuit tester, the red one.
This one?
Yeah. You guys get into anything that has a transistor set up in it, the circuit board set up in it, the load of that light bulb inside of it will fry a digital circuit. So if you're doing battery work in DC, it works great. But be very, very careful that you don't get into
CMOS.
yeah.
Definitely.
Because it will fry it in about 1/10 of a second.
Yeah, replace it.
Does anybody have a time domain reflectometer here? Nobody's got access to one?
Last time I seen one was out at, Common Industries.
Well, I understand.
Okay.
I know Kenny had one just laying around.
Who needs one?
You know, I'd like to play with one. Always wanted one.
What that does is measure your length of your line, and it reads your losses on your line as well.
You know, actually, they make some little bitty portable ones now that are actually.
Doesn't matter to him.
For measuring our length.
That's what I want to just check my card.
Cheers.
Jim, thank you so much. You did a great job as usual. I just want to take this home with me. I've got a few tubes I need to test at the house. I've got a HP10, is that right, Ronnie? HR10B.
No,
Heath kit
it's
receiver.
almost a receiver.
Almost a receiver, okay? It's not too tight, guys. But Jim, thank you so much. I appreciate you doing this, and thank you for bringing all your stuff out, setting it up and showing everybody. Anybody have anything else for the club? If not, I have a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second. All in favor? You don't have a say either way, Clint?
You didn't ask if anybody was opposed.
Anybody opposed? Okay, Carol.
You can vote no, no,
Okay, there you go.